Welcome everyone, it is John here and I'm back with another adventure, and today brings us to Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. And yes, I've been here a few times. There are so many awesome things here, including this trail. Now this looks like any normal walking path, but it used to be a railroad. It was abandoned for a long time, but this was a coal train railroad that linked from Kentucky all the way through Cumberland Gap into Harrogate. Now, the part that is in Cumberland Gap into Harrogate was abandoned and was no longer in use. But they eventually, what I really love that they did is they converted this into a walking / bicycling trail, and you can now just walk on it. And there's a couple railroad bridges and a 1,000-foot train tunnel that we can walk through on this trail. This is going to be great, guys. A lot of cool stuff to see. They say you always see wildlife on this trail. So guys, let's do it. Follow me. There's some deer just ahead. Look how majestic. There was another one that stepped into the woods. He's just checking me out. Wondering what I'm up to. And he's got his antlers coming in. They still got the fuzzy on them. Beautiful creatures. He's going to take off. Where I'm starting at is this dog park here. You can bring your pets and let them run free. But this is the path the railroad took. Look, they took the old railroad ties and they lined the trail with the original railroad ties. That's really cool, because this is beautiful. It came a storm a little bit earlier. You can see the ground's kind of wet. It's usually a lot of wildlife and stuff like to come out right after a rain, so hopefully we get to see some cool stuff while we're here. This is where the deer went in at. I don't see them anywhere. They move swiftly and quietly, so they're probably already halfway up the mountain by now. Got a couple posts here so people can't drive their car on the trail. Just look how beautiful this is. Now that is a majestic shot. Absolutely gorgeous. Just soaking it in. Just trying to think of what it'd been like to hear the rumble and see the train come barreling through. Now, steam engines ran on this line, so you imagine just the plume of smoke going up as the steam engine come through, blowing its steam whistle. Oh, I'd have loved to have seen it. As I'm walking further and further, I'm noticing some dark clouds are starting to move back in. Now, we had a little bit of a storm earlier, and I was hoping it was all moved out. I'm afraid we might be fixing to enter another storm. I hope not. But it is beautiful out here. It's absolutely stunning and very peaceful. A nice peaceful walk as well. As I'm walking along, I've noticed we're coming up on our first train bridge. They converted it into a covered bridge. See some folks there walking across it. Fixing to head that way. Now here's some woodland creatures over here playing around. I'd like to see some more deer like we did a while ago. That was awesome. Down in the creek here beside the tracks appears to be some sort of marker, maybe mile marker. It has a number. You know, it looks like the number 5. It's awful wet and muddy getting down in there, so I'm not going to. And there's also another small marker right here. If any of you railroad people know what that almost looks like a grave marker. If any of y'all know what that is, please comment down below and let me know. We have arrived at our first train bridge. Now it has been converted into a covered walk bridge. But of course when the trains went over, there's no train that would fit through that, but it did not have the cover, and you can see the original structure there where it went over the highway. The old school stone retaining wall that supported it. Now we left with this, which is pretty darn awesome. Let's take a walk on this thing. And you can see the town of Cumberland Gap. If you guys remember, I did a one-tank video here not too long ago that you guys can check out. You can see the stone wall, the rock face up there, that giant cliff, the Cumberland Mountain. Daniel Boone himself blazed the trail right through here. We're going to stick to this trail today. And I reckon there's at least one more covered bridge just up ahead. Looking out the opposite way, you can see the darker clouds are moving in, so I don't know how much longer I'll be able to film on the outside. Hopefully I can get into the tunnel before the rain hits. See, everybody's letting us know that they were here. Even Hannah. And we have reached bridge number 2, and I believe this is the final walk bridge. This one appears to go over a creek or river. See the old stone wall there growed up in vines. We'll follow over to this side. Oh, she said yes. Now we've reached a set of railroad tracks. Now just ahead is a tunnel that we've visited a couple times before. I'm not going to go to it today, and this is not the tunnel we're hunting for. But it used to veer off and head towards that direction, which we're headed back to where the other tunnel is. As I'm walking through it, it's starting to rain. I'm hoping the tunnel is coming up soon, because I have no way to really protect my camera. Right now, the blanket of trees is protecting me, but that won't last very long if it starts raining hard. Upon seeing this at a different angle, it says SW. So I'm not exactly sure what that means. Any of you railroad people, let me know. Let's look at these trees with the vines on them. Absolutely beautiful. Last, just ahead is the tunnel. Sun's in and out. Well, there should be a rainbow. So there's beautiful blue skies here and dark skies here. So I believe it's moving out. Let's get inside the tunnel just to be safe. And here we are, fixing to walk inside. It's Beautiful tunnel. It looks as if they reinforced the outside with a concrete wall. Is what it appears like to me. There's a fence up top and these huge doors that they can shut it off if they wish. Let's head on inside here. Even got the concrete pathway here. This is really cool. I can see the original tunnel design up ahead. Got this steel, looks like they kind of added this on to make it more structurally sound, perhaps. As we get this point here, you can see the original brick in the tunnel. That is so cool. And it's neat they got lighting through here too. Ooh, that echo. That's weird. You can see the darkened ceiling and the train exhaust. There's a kind of a drain, would appear. It's hard to see in this camera. Let me hit night vision and see. Oh yeah, you got it blocked off right there. That's cool. Continue our walk. We'll go all the way through the tunnel. Can you imagine what it was like when that steam engine was rolling through here? Would have been quite impressive. Got another little drain there to the right. Actually, I'm starting to think this has been elevated quite a bit. That had to have been the cutouts. That's exactly what that is, because the way they're spaced. That would have been the cutouts you'd have stood in if you'd have just happened to be in here when a train come through. And this is the part that extends on under the highway. What they've done is originally this tunnel was not very long. It was the original brick part you see from here, a few hundred feet back that way. And then they used this to continue underneath the highway so they can make a walkway out of it. Nice breeze coming through. The breeze is picking up quite a bit. You can probably hear it. That's why I'm speaking up a little louder as I approach the exit, which would be the Harrogate side of this tunnel. Nice to see what things look like over here. And we are now approaching the exit onto the Harrogate side. This would have continued train tracks on into town. And there's no more bridges or tunnels this way, so we'll turn to see this entrance. Looks a lot different than the other. You can hear the cars passing over. This long, more circular side was added on to the original tunnel to go underneath highways. You hear the traffic go over. Really cool. You can start to see little stalactites forming off of the bolts where water's leaking through. And you hear a large truck passing overhead. That's a really cool shot right here. and the echo. That's crazy. Can't believe I walked through this thing without passing anyone. I guess the storms today are keeping people off the trails. It's bound to be the echo, but as I'm walking, it keeps sounding like someone's walking behind me. I think it's just the acoustics here making it sound that way. The delayed echo of the footsteps, perhaps. Can y'all hear that? Sounds like a second set of footprints, or footsteps rather. It's very eerie. It's kind of a cool transition here from this modern tunnel to the old school train tunnel. Yeah, those are definitely cutouts. This was, in its original time, much taller, about 6 foot taller probably. This walkway's been elevated into the tunnel to match up and line up with this tunnel here. That's a cool shot. This is one of the old J-hooks that would have held the power wires that ran through here, so they could run power from one side of the tunnel to the other without having to go over top the mountain. Now they just got conduit running along the ceiling. Yeah, here's another J-hook. A tool still used and wire running today. One last look at the original brick tunnel as we leave it to go back into this larger, more modern tunnel. You can see here how the trail elevates from its original, right here was the original track point. You can see it elevates a good 5.5, 6 foot up. All right, that is going to do it, guys. As you see the tunnel back here behind me, this is a really beautiful. We saw some deer, so many cool things here on this little trail. The bridges were awesome. I appreciate you guys being with me. I thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and leave a comment. The comments really help, and the thumbs ups really help, guys. I really appreciate it. If you want to further support this channel, I do sell t-shirts, hats, and hoodies, all on spreadshirt.com, which the link is in the description. And I have a Patreon where I send you cool stuff, guys. Till next time, I hope y'all have a wonderful day.